The design revolution that happened in the 1950s and 1960s with clean lines and a contemporary aesthetic were revolutionary and changed interior design forever into a style that's now called mid-century.
And over 60 years later, the innovations of that era are still inspiring modern design today.
So Kelli, I have brought you to Indian Canyons, a historic neighborhood in Palm Springs that goes back to the 1960s. It's a golf course community, one of the first golf courses in Palm Springs.
It's beautiful.
And this house, you know very well.
I do. I had the pleasure of designing the master bathroom, along with many of our other designer friends for your show house.
Yes, every year for Modernism Week in Palm Springs, I spearhead a decorator showcase to bring together the nation's top designers to redo rooms in the historic mid-century house. And it's going to be fun to revisit this house.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Wait, back up.
What?
Speaking of great stuff, hello?
How could I overlook this staple of mid-century design?
Right here.
Maybe because it's so ubiquitous, we forget like how iconic this Danish modern chair is.
Clean, nice, rounded edges,
Right.
beautiful finish,
Right.
so iconic.
Yeah.
And we can see this today.
Absolutely. I mean, this is vintage. It can be hard to find them because they're getting more and more
That's right.
in demand.
I don't think a lot of people understand or realize that all of these soft edges on here, there's not one corner, not one straight edge. Everything has a nice rounded look to it. This truly is an iconic piece from mid-century modern.
Yes, I mean, this furniture was really about a collaboration between architects and cabinet makers.
Oh, fabulous.
It's how it started. So, it was all about the touch, the cabinets and the furniture. And you can just almost imagine someone sanding this down and making it so wonderful to the touch. And this chair is so versatile. It's here in a corner of a room just to pull up for extra seating.
Yep.
It's a great desk chair.
It's really
If you have a
nice.
smaller space, it can be your living room chairs.
Yep.
And whether it's vintage or new, just dropping this into any interior, it can be a farmhouse interior. It can be super modern. It can be transitional. It just gives you that immediate swing. So don't we all want a little swankiness in our house?
Anything that has this iconic soft edge, no straight lines, comes from this vintage piece. Incredible.
Iconic.
Okay, now we can go look at other things.
Thank you.
Okay.
Beautiful, soothing bedroom this is, isn't
I
it?
love this color palette. I actually feel like I'm in a spa.
Exactly. It's those Palm Springs colors, mid-century chartreuse and turquoise, but toned down for today. Such a great update on classic mid-century style.
I love the light and bright, especially these chairs.
I mean, nothing says mid-century like wicker or rattan, right?
Right, well, it's actually a Victorian age phenomenon that we saw.
I did not know that.
Yes, I mean, rattan is actually the material, but we sort of use it as just a vernacular for this type of woven seed. But it's really rattan the material and the process wicker.
You just taught me something, Kelli
Kind
Ellis.
of cool,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
School's in session.
Well, in the 50s, we saw it again.
Exactly. With GIs overseas during the war,
Right.
in exotic locations, and the advent of air travel, people's minds and imaginations really went to all these exotic locations, and nothing says exotic like wicker or rattan.
Totally, and it's interesting because we see it done so many ways.
Yes.
I love how this curved and white, incredible.
The white's fresh. Love it in the classic colors too.
Right. There's even the rattan that's Egyptian. So you'll see the original pieces, beautiful. Also inspired in the 1950s when we opened up the tombs for the first time.
Exactly.
Well, we see it now in so many different ways. This is a beautiful curved chair. We see it curved again. We see it mixed with woods.
All different
Right?
colors. Sometimes the weave is really tight like this.
Right.
Sometimes the weave is more open, and it all works. And now we're seeing it today in so many different ways, from
Right.
light fixtures
Right.
to lamps, tables,
Right.
chairs, case goods. I mean, this style is really influencing so many great products today.
even beds.
Even beds.
Even beds. So you just can't get away from it, but why would you want to?
Exactly, it's classic.
Right, and it really is indicative of wanting to be on vacation.
Speaking of vacation,
Yeah.
that pool is calling our name.
I am 100% with you.
Okay,
Let's go check it out.
yeah. It seems appropriate to toast a great day at the Modernism Wake Show House in true Palm Springs fashion.
Oh my gosh, totally. It was, first of all, lovely to be here again.
So fun to be back.
I loved seeing the designs and what everybody did and how they were inspired by mid-century modern and how they used it in a more modern way.
Kind of like these. We're even seeing it in these chairs that
That's-
we're in now,
that's
translating from the mid-century to outdoor furniture now.
That's right. What we're sitting on is a great example.
is.
We're looking at a really open woven. This would have been an Egyptian rattan style, exactly this same pattern,
Yeah.
but we're seeing it today, done in this curves and the open weaves.
New fibers,
new
new
fibers.
technology.
These are great examples of that, and we're seeing that in different ways. And I love that we can go to the naturals, we can go to the painted, we can go to the coloreds. We can use them in so many different ways today, and it has not gone away.
Right. And I think these chairs that we're in now are also inspired by the sexy curves that we've seen throughout this house. And then of course we can't forget, as I almost did, that iconic Danish modern teak chair.
Right.
I don't want to call it adorable because it almost denigrates it because it's so
beautiful.
So versatile. Put that in any room, any interior, no matter how modest your house is, and it's going to make you feel like swanky mid-century.
It does, and I think it's a lot of what we're talking about is how to use a lot of those mid-century modern pieces in your contemporary designs right now, and why we love them so much, and why they mean so much to us, and why they feel so good in a space, right?
It just makes you feel cool.
It does.
I mean, it makes you feel swanky. It makes you feel glamorous. That era wasn't to me just about the shapes and the furniture. It was about some manners and style and treating people with respect.
And celebrating at the end of the day with a lovely drink and friends and being together. That's really what it was.
That's what life's about. And here's to great design then
And now.